Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Jeremy Adams, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest nights,
no evil shall escape my sight,
but those who worship evil's might.
Beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello, and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, Master of the Core. It is...
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
And this time we're going to be talking Green Lantern Emerald Warriors 11 through 13. But we got new issues to talk. We got news to talk about.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
I know, and I'm sad. I mean, well, we're recording this the Friday of Comic-Con, but I'm like, I'm surprised they dropped all this stuff already before. It was pretty much before Comic-Con started.
Yeah, it's next week. So what's going?
No, it's this week.
To come,
it's this weekend. But I'm saying that they dropped it like this week, like early this week.
Oh wow!
All this news and stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So where do we want to start? News or issues?
Let's start with the news.
Yeah.
All the news that's fit to print or talk about, I guess.
Let's see. Oh yes. Sorry. Here we go. Looking on Bleeding Cool here. Oh yeah, they're also doing a few of them, like of course Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, but they're also doing Absolute Green Lantern and Absolute Martian Manhunter.
Cool. And the always impressive Al Ewing is doing the writing for the Absolute Green Lantern.
That's right.
So that's cool.
That's right. So I'm wondering, like how cosmic it's going to be, because I have a feeling, I don't know if we're going to. I don't know, because he's writing Immortal 4 right now, so... He did do Immortal
I guess
Hulk.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, like I said, they have... I think they're starting in October. I don't know if they're, like, miniseries or maxi... I think... Are they, like... I forget how long... I don't know if they're, like...
I thought they were miniseries, but I wasn't sure. I think it's, like, eight issues, maybe? Or
something like that. Yeah, I think there is, like, a limited number on it, yeah. But, I mean, there's a lot of good names. Like I said, Al Ewing's on Green Lantern. Friend of the show, Kelly Thompson, is going to be doing Absolute Wonder Woman. So
very cool. Very cool.
And if you look at the art, you see a very thick-looking Dark Knight Returns-esque Batman for Absolute Batman.
Batman, my favorite character.
A new take on Batman? I'm shocked.
Batman, my favorite character.
And then, I wonder, did they announce anything about the regular Green Lantern book for October? Because a lot of the DC books, they're shaking up the lineups for...
they're doing, what is it, all new DC? Or there's a new...
All in, DC All In.
DC All In, that's what it is. I don't know...
Like, I know all the Batman books, I think the Superman stuff, like all the creative teams are getting shuffled around and stuff. And
there's another book coming out... I thought there was another Green Lantern book coming out. Was it a Green Lantern core book or something?
Is it?
I think so. Let me look.
I was going to say, we can look up the... Yeah, because like I said, with all this news, they started like soliciting all the stuff for October, so... Nope. Oh, yeah, and then the thing that brought dread and fear, not just to us. I had mentioned to Lilith, and she said nothing good comes to... Again, they announced, yes, I believe their Action Comics, I think by the fall, is going to go weekly again, kids. Action Comics Weekly.
Oh, no!
I was going to say, you know how we feel about Action Comics Weekly, kids. But I believe I saw Mark Waid and Mariko Tamaki on it. So, I mean, there are good names on it, but just the stuff we identify with Action Comics Weekly is just... how great would that be if Mark Waid knows his DC history? How great would that be if in the new Action Comics Weekly he brings back Kat Matui?
That would be awesome.
Yes. Yes. But I mean,
completely awesome.
I mean, they're really it seems like DC, they're handing more and more back to Mark Waid over there, so
yeah.
Are they just like steer the ship back the right way?
Yeah, potentially. Let's see.
There's a new Elseworlds Green Lantern Dark #1 coming October 2024.
Cool.
I believe it's that Green Lantern from what is that? Is that the Stan Lee stuff?
Yeah,
the woman with the actual like lantern on it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, on a stick.
Yeah. So I think they're kind of doing that. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I thought that Jeremy Adams was going to be writing kind of a war amongst the Green Lanterns that was prepping or something.
Oh, here we go.
That was
Jeremy Adams and Zermanico's Green Lantern Civil Corps kicks off in Green Lantern 16 in a special for DC All In October.
That's what it was that I saw. Yeah. Civil Corps, not Civil War.
Yeah. Don't want to get sued here. Oh, is that a cover? I like that. I like that cover.
Yeah, nice.
But of course,
it looks.
Yeah, in true big Green Lantern event fashion, yeah, there's a cover of Hal punching Sinestro. So.
Of course, that's a requirement at this point, isn't it?
It's tradition.
Yeah, I really feel like this because I've been thinking about this, and you've read the latest issue. I've not read the latest issue of that, and of course, War Journal.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this Hal being on Earth, the thing with United Planets, plus the emotional spectrum weirdness. I really feel like kind of Hal being on Earth was kind of the lead up to that story, and that's the really big story that he's telling. Because I don't see it, maybe this is going to go into year 2 and 3 at this point, of the series. Who knows? But I feel like it's his longer arc is, giving us, a good story, but also I feel like he's going to start connecting the dots between, the last volume of Green Lantern and this one, as well as, that Green Lantern Emerald Knights one shot and everything else that's kind of been going on with Green Lantern. So looking forward to it. At least that's my guess. I don't know anything. That's just my guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, of course, Hal's on Earth in this one because it is an absolute power tie-in.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, there's a few things in here, but the main story is basically Hal is the prisoner of Amanda Waller, and her and King Shark are basically interrogating him, and Hal's basically like, "Oh, you're working with the United Planets," and she's like, "Oh, what's the guy's name in charge, Theros or whatever?" She's like, "Oh, he thinks he's in charge." Of course, Amanda Waller's like, "He thinks he's in charge," but
yeah.
She's like, by the time he comes for us, she's like, he thinks he's gonna find a container of goldfish, but we're gonna be sharks.
Nothing can go wrong with her plan.
Yes,
nothing.
But yeah, Hal's basically tied down to this pain machine, and how do I put this? He escapes it. Very stubbornness and a high pain threshold. Yes,
that sounds like our boy, right?
Yes. And then of course, we show the resistance on. We see some Jessica and Salak, and then
cool.
And Cal saying, "You control the emotional spectrum. You control the universe."
Oh yeah, I saw the preview page of that where he's got all the colors on it. That was pretty cool looking.
And then Sinestro's still rocking that red ring.
Oh, so Sinestro's back. That's cool.
Oh God, I don't read these books, but it says, for more Sinestro, catch Sinister Sons #6 and Kneel Before Zod #7. Kneel Before Zod is still going? Jeez.
Yeah, I
haven't been reading either one of those. Yeah,
the Sinister Sons really didn't appeal to me. I don't think it really was written for me anyway, so it makes sense that it didn't appeal to me. But Sinestro showing up there, I don't know. It's the backups really didn't. If it's more of the same from the backups, then like I said, it's probably not for me. It's not bad. It's just it's not for me. It is well done. It's just I'm not the intended audience. So.
And then we get like 3 pages with Alan Scott and the Justice Society. Like again, more absolute power. Those Amazos are trying to take everyone's powers, and Alan kind of like keeps his power from completely going because of the Star Heart, not being kind of mystical and stuff. So, and again,
how do they? How does she deal with like Constantine, Zatanna?
I don't know, because I guess they must have figured out a way around that. Because in this week's Superman, they take Zatanna's power, so I'm like, they figured out a way to do that. So
an anti-magic repellent,
I guess,
on the Bat utility belt.
But I'm thinking Alan Scott is having the most resistance because that thing's mystical and alien. So,
and it's part of him and has been a part of him for decades at this point.
Oh, and then we got 2 quick pages. Carol's fiance sitting there crying in Vegas, but then I don't know. I don't think it's supposed to be a black ring, but he gets something. It says sorrow.
That is interesting.
Uh-huh.
The emotional spectrum. Something's up.
Yeah. And then pretty much the only other thing in this issue is they kind of do a flashback to the childhood of, like I said, the guy who's in charge of the United Planets, that Theros, and yes, he is batshit crazy.
Oh, awesome.
Uh-huh.
That is just what we need.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. It's basically when he takes prisoners, he's basically killing them, thinking it's this, like, horrible figure from his childhood, but they're not, so.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. Uh-huh. But yeah.
And he's a powerful shape-shifting Durlan as well, so
yes.
He's got that going on.
But yeah, considering this is in the middle of a crossover, I think you're going to like it just because, yeah, like I said, Hal escapes this thing because he's so stubborn, and yes, his stubbornness on full display, and he headbutts a shark.
Nice.
Yeah, Jeremy Adams know what the people want.
That's right. Give them what the people want.
Yes.
I feel for you, man. We need more Kyle. I will agree with that. We definitely need more Kyle. He's I don't know. I think because Kyle he was the White Lantern, right? He was the White Lantern. I feel like he's going to be pretty integral to whatever happens, to fix the emotional spectrum.
Where I wonder I wonder once again if it's going to be like back when he brought Oa and everything back, of like the Guardians put something in Kyle where like he can like reboot stuff and either help bring them back or at least like reset all those batteries and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way they're gonna. Jeremy Adams is gonna tie up all that stuff from the Jeffrey Thorne run. It's basically like, oh yeah, there's this kill switch in Kyle where no matter what things got changed last time, it's gonna kind of reset.
Fix it.
Yeah.
As long as you throw in a little Dark Crisis, event.
Yes.
Everything will
come.
Yeah. So any Joe Simon?
No, not in this issue. I mean, we saw Joe in some of the previous issues. Yeah, but not this one.
Yeah.
Again, they were jumping around so much because it was Hal. There was a couple pages with Alan. Then they showed a couple pages on Oa. Then they did that whole Lord Thrawn thing. And then Sinestro was like 2 pages or 3 pages. So they were really jumping around. And then, like I said, the penultimate issue of War Journal came out this week.
Penultimate, awesome word.
Exactly.
Good stuff going on there.
Yeah, Jon Stewart's. John's pretty much. I think he's figured out what's going on here with all the dark.
Yeah, I'll admit the last issue 10.
Mm-hmm.
I felt a little lost because I know we were just
it's not just
traveling down memories.
Yeah.
So I was like, this just felt, what's going on? I mean, I probably need to go back and reread it because it was very disorienting, and maybe that was the intent. I don't know, but it was.
Mm-hmm. But he's kind of figuring out how he's going to beat this Radiant thing, I guess. And then we kind of see his mother with the construct he left of his sister, and the mother pretty much says, she's like, "Yeah, I know you're not my daughter. I kind of remember that, And then to defeat whatever's coming after her, she kind of bonds with the construct.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the construct even tells her, she's like, if you let me be your weapon and your armor and guide me with your will, we will face this dragon together. Yeah. So his mom's rocking some power now. And,
nice.
And then, just as things are getting hairy at the end, reinforcements show up. What Green Lantern would tell Jon Stewart, you are the biggest pain in the ass to be bros with. That's right, Guy Gardner, kid.
Nice.
So Guy shows
up. And hey,
again.
That is an excellent segue into the issues that we have.
That's right. That's right. I was going to say, why are we taking so long? Are there Guy Gardner issues tonight? Oh, wait, there are. In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. And, before we jump into them, though, I was looking at the release dates. So Green Lantern 67, the final issue before, Flashpoint and New 52, it was cover dated, August of 2011. The final issue of Green Lantern Corps was cover dated October of 2011.
Oh.
And the final issue of Emerald Warriors was also October of 2011. So I know we had talked about it a little before. Green Lantern ended, but then we got 2 issues of War of the Green Lanterns, Aftermath, right? So those kind of took the place of that book while Green Lantern Corps and Green Lantern Emerald Warriors finished their runs for Flashpoint. So I just kind of thought that was interesting that Green Lantern actually ended, 2 months before
the other ones, yeah.
Before the other ones, yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So I did a little research to figure out why, and I guess I just don't like having a month go by without a Green Lantern, man.
Yeah. But I mean, at least it wasn't like that dark year we got with no book at all. I mean, at least the Core and Emerald Warriors was still going on, and I love it's called Emerald Warriors, but pretty much these last 3 issues are very guy centric, just guy,
very guy centric. Mm-hmm.
Except for a special guest in the last episode, in the last issue.
Wonder who that could be, Phil.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Yeah, we will get there. But yeah, I think these issues were, I find it interesting that, essentially the last 3 issues of the Core and this Emerald Warriors book are all done in 1 issues. They're all, 1-part stories. You get a beginning, middle, and end in that story. And I'm curious if that was the intent or if these were maybe just inventory issues.
Or I wonder if, like, at a certain point, or were they just like, did they think the New 52 was going to start earlier or something, or maybe Flashpoint was going to go longer or something, so they were just like, I don't know, you got like 3 more issues, do what you want, so maybe it's
I don't know,
yeah,
but I think whatever the reason, the done in 1 issues for the Core, I think were really successful, because they highlighted the pardon the pun, the core of the core, right?
Yes.
And to be honest, I think these 3 issues really are successful too, because they get it right at Guy Gardner, right at his kind of core and who he is.
In a good way.
Yeah, in a really good way. I mean, they're fun.
Right to
Guy is
right to his core.
Yeah. He doesn't take a lot of BS. So yeah, I enjoyed all 3 of these.
Oh yeah, me too. All right, so should we jump into these?
Let's do it, sir. And by the way, these are collected in the War of the Green Lantern Aftermath hardcover.
Oh yes, and they are also on DC Universe Infinite. So
excellent.
And I'm sure you could probably find these somewhere in a dollar bin for, well, unless you live in Australia, for probably a not too big of a price.
Yep.
All right, there we go. All right. Green Lantern Emerald Warriors number 11 from August 2011. Rest and Relaxation, which he does not get. Writer Peter Tomasi, penciler and inker Bernard Chang, colorist Gabe Edelab, letterer Rob Lee, and editors Darren Shawn and Brian Cunningham. Guy Gardner plans to return to Earth for some relaxation when Salak orders him to save an Arcadian dignitary named Yule from an impending attack. Unfortunately, Guy falls into a trap set by Yule and has his power ring taken away from him. Yule plans to dispose of Guy, but Yule's assistant Helmsley saves Guy. It is revealed that the real Yule was already dead and has been replaced by an imposter. Guy manages to get his ring back and defeat the imposter. All right. So
I thought the art was really good on this one.
Oh yeah,
nice and clean. It was a good looking issue, and that last page was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. I always think it's like maybe like it bumps the art up like a little more just when the same guy is like cut or the same person is color or penciling it and inking it. So.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a really good looking issue, and it I think it does something that a lot of Green Lantern stories historically have done is hey, show who the character is without the ring, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and without the ring, Guy is the same as he is with the ring, right?
Yes. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it seems like he's getting seduced by this this supposed dignitary, but yes, it is an imposter. So. Mm-hmm. I love Guy. You're not just kissing a Green Lantern. You're kissing the greatest green. He's like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. What? Hang on. Yeah, sometimes he makes an obvious mistake.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then she
Which
tries,
she did.
she tries to push him down on that bed and like electrocutes him. And she's like, "I thought you said that thermoelectric pulse would dampen his ring powers and kill him instantly." And yeah, the assistant's like,
Oops.
"It appears Guy Gardner was stronger than we thought. He is an honor guard after all."
Exactly. He is indeed.
So, well, see, that's why I think there are times. That's why I think Hal and Guy rub each other the wrong way sometimes, because in some ways they're very similar.
Yeah.
They're just too stubborn to die.
Exactly. And the thing about Guy is, I think this is an interesting bookend, if you take Rebirth, because ultimately this is kind of the end of a really big and important chunk of Green Lantern since it rebooted at Rebirth.
Yeah.
Right. And, it's still the way they were characterized in Rebirth, with his will, is like a leaky faucet, right? He is always wanting to be free, and then the way he characterized John with that, architectural engineer mindset, and Kyle is the artist, with Hal just being, the efficient flyboy, right? I mean, that's an interesting, that those characterizations have carried through. We're in 2011 at this point, so it's been, 6 going on 7 years, right? And this has all been, I really feel like Jeff Johns was probably mostly in control, but we had some great stuff in the core by Peter Tomasi, and, oh crap, I cannot remember the art, Patrick Gleason,
Yes.
On the core book. So we had both books rolling through here, and, we still have those touch points kind of referred to, all the way back from Rebirth. I think that's really, really cool.
And again, like you said, I love these issues. They're one and dones like this one. You get all your action. Guys basically die-harding his way through the ship and shooting up all these guys. And I love this ending. When he gets to the imposter and she's like, "I am now an intergalactic dignitary. With your power ring, I'll be able to unlock the secrets of the universe. There will be nothing that I cannot do." Nothing that I can take for my own. And Guy's just like, "I want something too. I want my freaking ring back." And it just punches her and knocks her out, and that's the end of the issue.
Just dragging it away. Yeah, dragging because it's back to its normal shape, whatever that is. Dragging it off.
Dragging it by the leg,
Yeah.
That ring back on, yeah.
Yep. And I thought the art had at times almost a Dave Gibbons flair to it, looking back. But it was a good issue.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
It's like almost like a more crisp, like Dave Gibbons almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, again, too, 2011. I'm sure we're into digital coloring and all that fancy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, Salak's head is big in this.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Yeah, I thought this was a good issue. It really was.
Yeah. Especially when Guy's like, "You promised me rest and relaxation." He's like, "If you do this mission, I'll double it." And he's like, "You better." I guess you damn well better, Sally.
Sally, yeah. Yep.
All right. So, should we get to the next one?
You bet.
All right. Hold on. All right. So, Green Lantern Emerald Warriors number. Oh, hold on. I still forget this half the time. I'm gonna put those covers
the issue
up.
up.
Yeah. So we talk the stories a lot, but these artists and stuff deserve some credit too. There you go. I think
that's right.
Yeah, Green Lantern Emerald. I think that might be one of the variants because the main cover was the skull with the lantern rings coming out of the mouth.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Green Lantern Emerald Warriors number 12, September 2011. The Beast. Writer Peter Tomasi again. Penciler Chris Batista. Inker John Dell. Colors Gabe Edelab. Letter Rob Lee. And editor Darren Shawn and Brian Cunningham. So again, almost the same as the first issue, but you got a new penciler and inker this time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The sector houses of the Green Lantern Corps are being destroyed. The appointed Green Lanterns of those houses have gone missing, and their power rings are not returning to Oa. Word of the incident reaches the Guardians through Salak, and they decide to send Guy Gardner to take care of the being responsible for destroying the sector houses. A creature known as Gigor. Without his usual team, Guy gathers a team of Green Lanterns he deems up to the mission. Eventually, Guy and his team come face to face with the creature, and one by one, his team members were consumed by the creature. With only Green Lantern Theodoric left to aid him, Guy decides the only way to destroy the creature is allow it to consume them and destroy the creature from within. There they discover the bodies of the missing Green Lanterns as well as the rest of his team already in the process of decomposing. The power rings of their fallen lanterns are still embedded within the creature's belly. Guy uses the power of the missing rings to finally destroy the creature. In the end, Guy and Theodoric are the only ones to return from the mission. Alright, so what do you think? This was another funny one because they Guy's putting a team together and he's basically just looking for guys like him.
Exactly. People.
He's like, oh, you
with,
got a bad
problems
attitude?
with authority.
Yeah, you're in.
Well, I thought this was a good story,
Mm-hmm.
but it has a tendency to do something that I think that I personally don't like, and that's kind of recklessly kill large numbers of Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm an individual Green Lantern, and I'm not talking just Hal Jordan. I'm talking about average Joe from Sector, 1925.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, especially a sector we've never seen before or something. Yeah.
That average Green Lantern is still one of the most powerful people in that sector, right?
Yeah.
And to have something kill 50 Green Lanterns, or it just, I feel like it diminishes them somewhat,
Yeah, well, I think that's a lot of the problem with modern comics and comics of this stuff. Again, it's like, oh, well, the Ring will find someone new, and again, of course, it seems like a lot of times the writers and stuff want to come up with a huge menace that's going to take a bunch of Green Lanterns, so they feel like they really have to amp up its power level and stuff. And
and to do that, they kill a bunch of Green Lanterns.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So
sometimes they'll be like, oh yeah, he was on the job for 2 days, so that's why he got killed.
Yeah. I know, it's just, the sheer amount of power that a Green Lantern commands.
Exactly.
It's, it should be, again, and we've talked about this, it should be rare that all the Green Lanterns come together. Maybe a few of them, the ones that are our favorite, come together to fix something or do something. But generally, one Green Lantern is going to be able to take care of an entire sector, which we know that DC doesn't consider a sector infinite because, whatever. But we both know that a sector would truly be infinite, so whatever.
I mean, that would be interesting if they finally said, oh, hey, we're adding new sectors because the universe is expanding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or maybe, so have 3,600 sectors, and that goes out, half the universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they do other sectors that are on the, even further out in the universe, that are another sphere, outside of that sphere, I guess. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, that's not really a problem with the story. The story is the story.
Yeah.
And it's good because, it has Guy Gardner doing what Guy Gardner does, which is, be Guy Gardner. It's just that kind of tendency, I think, that writers had to just, we're going to throw a bunch of Green Lanterns at it and they're going to die and it's no big deal. They'll get replaced and we'll move on, you know.
And of course, too, that's the other thing that's written in. It's basically, they all have attitude like Guy Gardner, so some of them are going to rush headlong in the,
Oh, yeah, exactly.
But now that we're talking about it, I mean, that's the other thing they kind of sort of got rid of quietly, besides that yellow impurity. It's like, remember when the rings automatically kept the Green Lanterns from getting killed?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like, you could get messed up, but it's like there's enough charge in that ring even when it's like kind of out. There's like a reserve. Was it like a reserve charge that kept them from getting killed or something? I
don't think they ever really explained it that well because it kept you from mortal harm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, whatever that means. But then there was it Drick? D-R-I-Q?
Oh, yeah, the one, wasn't he kind of like...
He was dead, wasn't he? But then he was still a Green Lantern?
Almost kept him like a zombie or something, yeah.
Yeah. Did we see him during Blackest Night? I can't remember. I think we did, maybe.
Maybe in the background. I was going to say, I don't think he played... If he was there, we didn't see him do much, I don't think.
Yeah.
So yes, they have to go, and this basically this giant spider creature, and then didn't it say it was like decomposing those lanterns, but it kept them just alive enough that those rings weren't going to go try to fly off.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you said, it's just like blowing up sector houses or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I get he's powerful, but it seems, I don't know, it just seems a shortcut, to show how powerful something is. Just kill the Nova Corps, kill some Green Lanterns, kill,
Well,
I don't know.
And then the whole reason it got out because, again, and this thing was another thing the Guardians were keeping secret because they had it locked up
true.
for how long. Yeah, but the destruction of Mogo, thank you, John, sent energy-infused particles hurtling through the cosmos, which kind of shattered its prison. I love Guy. Kind of like a rewind of Krypton exploding, except without the super-duper Boy Scout and one of the Guardians. If that is the best analogy you can understand, then yes.
Yeah, that was a nice touch. A very nice touch.
So yes, another consequence of Jon Stewart blowing up Mogo.
Mm-hmm. Now, my understanding is that we do get Mogo back. It just takes a while, and it's kind of to quote a Beatles song, a long and winding road, right?
But I was surprised. Yeah, again, they didn't call. I mean, I guess he was busy in the core book, but we didn't call Jon Stewart in for this issue, also just to flog him with that again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would have made a lot of sense.
Sometimes it just seems like the art writers like to do that.
Yeah, and I think that's something that has been kind of refreshing about the current Green Lantern War Journal. Is that it's not a constant reminder of Xanshi.
Yeah.
So that's definitely, regardless of my being disoriented by the last issue, and there's been no. So yeah, we just need to, Xanshi is a footnote, not something that needs to be brought up every time he speaks, and we need to bring back Kat Matui.
Yeah,
there we go.
And again, maybe Mark Waid could do that in Action Comics Weekly. I mean, again, she's such a great Green Lantern. You need to bring her back. But two, I mean, just imagine, I think we talked about this before. It's just all the stuff that's happened since she's been dead. She'll have to process. Be like Xanshi, Hal went insane and murdered everybody. And
and he's back. But then it was a giant fear bug, and there's an emotional spectrum, and Blackest Night, and
Sinestro was a Green Lantern again for a while. And
and the universe has been rebooted.
I know.
A bunch of times.
They never steer into that skid, but how funny would that be if she remembers the universe from the moment she died, and this thing's been rebooted a few times, so it's that's also the thing where she has to deal with that things are different, or it's maybe we just get a scene with her and John where it's did this happen? Yeah. Did this happen? No.
Yeah.
Just going down the list. Did we go on vacation here? No.
No, we didn't. Okay, wait. Hang on now. So wait. Yeah.
Because again, they kind of met right before Crisis on Infinite Earth. So I mean, stuff good.
Exactly. Yeah. So she would have a pre-Crisis memory versus.
Although Action Comics Weekly was after Crisis, not too long after Crisis. So
that's true. So she would have been affected by the first Crisis. You're right. But then,
none of the crises after that. No 0 Hour, no Infinite Crisis,
Final Crisis,
Dark Knight's Metal.
Yeah. So anybody listening, as you can tell, we're fans of Kat Matui.
Yes,
DC should bring her back.
Yes. Well, I mean, we might just have to sit down with Mark Waid for a big talk, because I was planning on reaching out to him again, because he is going to be writing a 12-issue Batman and Robin year one. It's basically going to be the early days of Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson. So.
Oh, cool.
So. Might just have to get a group together and be like, okay, we'll talk about that. And now, what are you going to do in Action Comics Weekly?
Please bring back Kat Matui.
Yeah, can we petition you to bring back Kat Matui?
Batman, my favorite character.
Speaking of,
that would be this. That would a nice segue into Green Lantern Emerald Warriors number 13.
I love the last page of 12. It just says next, and all you get's that bat symbol.
Yep.
What more do you want to know?
That's all you need to know.
Yes. Here, I'll do the credits, but I believe I don't have a synopsis for this one, which I'm surprised. The Batman issue.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah. All right. Hold on, let me put the cover up. So, yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, I guess maybe they just wanted to do it, but I'm the last issue they're going to do Batman?
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's probably wasn't even sales that canceled this book. It was just Flashpoint was coming in New 52.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so Green Lantern Emerald Warriors number 13 from October 2011. 2011, A Space Oddity. Writer Peter Tomasi is going to wrap this thing up. Penciler, friend of the show, Mr. Ron Friends. I know, I'm getting there, Will.
This is Comics Illustrator Ron Friends, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
So, yes, I've talked to him several times, but just recently I talked to Tom DeFalco. Check that out, Capes and Lunatics episode 333. Yeah. Inkers John Dell and Mark Deering. Colors Gabe Edelab, letter Rob Lee, and editor Darren Shawn and Brian Cunningham. All right, so come on, stupid app. So yeah, this one's a murder mystery. So of course you need a detective.
That's right.
Yes. Although at this point, Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson were running around as Batman, but that suit, I can tell just from that suit, that's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
that's that Batman Incorporated suit. Yeah, that's Bruce Wayne. All right. I love how I changed screens and then it closed on me. All right. Yeah, sometimes your app's not the best, DC. Alright, so yeah, again, the art's a little different again, because it's Ron Friends, which, again, and not in a bad way, I love Ron Friends' art. He has like the old school look, because I know he did tell me, like, he has a lot of like Kirby influence, and some others, yeah.
I love, so, quick synopsis. Guy gets called to a space station because there's a murder mystery, and Batman's there, and they have to solve the mystery. So that's kind of the overview. But I love the end of the first page. Guy gets called up there. He runs up there, and the last panel says, the last panel is, "What the hell are you doing here?" And it's Batman. Yes.
I love Batman. Just watch where you're stepping, Gardner. You're contaminating my crime scene. He's like, your crime scene? He's like, the ring called me. He's like, space is my jurisdiction. How the hell did you... Yeah.
Yeah, I believe they called him rockets.
A bat rocket.
Bat rocket. Yeah. That figures.
Batman.
Nice.
My favorite character.
But yeah, the victim was U.S. Air Force Captain Jefferson Keaton, cause of death unknown. But yeah, well, Batman says he's here because he was about to pilot an experimental space plane with speed of light technology, because... Yeah, the plane was funded by Wayne Enterprises, but Keaton was a friend, I guess, of Bruce's.
Yeah. And I love how they set it up so that, we're going to play good cop, bad cop, and Batman says, nope, I'm going to go investigate. Okay, I'm good cop and bad cop.
I know, I love Guy has everyone at the table interrogating him, and Batman just walks out of the room. He's like, I have work to do.
Yeah, and he's out there actively,
oh, yes.
testing for prints and doing all of the,
doing the
CSI,
detective work, yeah.
Criminal investigative. And Guy's just talking to them all and, doing his thing. And but ultimately, the both of them working together, they figure out who it is. Guy's able to save everybody in Opal City because that's where the space station was going to crash, and catch the bad guy. So, yeah, it's a fun little book.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of ends on a positive note,
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. And of course, yeah, the Batman's rocket's not quick enough to catch the killer, so Guy has to go after him, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like how he makes to catch the space station that's falling, he just makes a giant slingshot.
Yes!
And then flings it out there.
Back into space, yeah. Yeah. And I love it when they get back to Earth and, they captured the guy, and then, the killer's basically saying, "Oh yeah, Keaton sounded like a guppy out of water when he was, blah blah blah, basically saying, oh, basically going, oh yeah, I begged for his life, blah blah blah." So Batman just like punches him, and of course Guy has to say, "One punch." Batman had to say it, didn't you? Master the obvious. Yep. That's me, Bats.
Yeah, can I get a lift home? I always wanted to ride in a bat rocket.
So I wonder if that's intentional. That Batman's friend's last name was Keaton.
Maybe, I don't know. 2011. Could be. Now, I do, in the collected edition, I don't know if we saw it when we were talking about War of the Green Lanterns Aftermath #1, but there's a variant cover for that issue that they reprint in here.
Oh,
that
nice.
is just awesome.
Yeah, look at that.
The Guy and Aricia and a whole crap ton of Green Lanterns. So yeah, that is a great cover.
Wow.
And then, of course, it's got the standard cover that we see, with the ring.
Oh, yeah.
In that issue.
But again,
and then we got some different variants in the rest of it here. But yeah, I thought I thought this was a really interesting way to end both series. With the series of one shots.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, just like with the core book, I mean, bunch of one and dones, but yeah, they were good. I think they closed out both series strong. It's because again, they knew we were coming to an end. They could have just limped to the finish line, and they didn't. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, and we basically we've really hit that ending point of the first and largest chunk of the Jeff Johns, and I'm going to include Peter Tomasi on that because of all of the work on the Green Lantern core book. We've really hit the first ending point of that large chunk, because now we've got an interruption with
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1. We've got that big interruption with Flashpoint, and then New 52, where things are different
but the same.
Banshee, I'm exactly, but. How did Banshee get blown up by the New Gods or by Orion? I mean, by Darkseid, if they hadn't met the New Gods yet, like they first meet them in
I can't remember. I guess we'll get to that when we get there. Well, again, it's like, of course, Darkseid was big because of the Justice League movie and stuff. But I was going to say, I'm trying to remember. I wonder if they're just like, Darkseid blew it up, but the New Gods weren't involved after, in the New 52 continuity. I don't know.
But and then. Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
But we know Banshee. We know that John blew up Banshee because we hear about it every freaking issue.
We can't take that man pain from him. No.
Exactly.
But no, I was going to say, I think this series, Emerald Warriors, ended more. It's ironic. It ended more on a high note than the core book did, and it's Guy Gardner, because. Yeah, because the core book, remember that last issue is basically like, the rest of the Lanterns like, we hate all Earth Lanterns.
Yeah, and we don't know if we even want to continue, but hey, there's an emergency. So, I mean, it ended somewhat uplifting, but there was still a lot of, in that book, Salak, did, everybody suffering from post-traumatic stress at that point because of all the trauma that they endured during, War of the Green Lanterns, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so any thought, not only of this, but any thoughts on this first chunk of the first Jeff Johns?
Pretty amazing stuff, but think about it. We've had 100. This is our 181st episode, and we've gone from the 1990 series,
the beginning of the 1990 series, to
starting the New 52, and we had some stuff that we've thrown in, like some Silver Age issues and various things here and there, but. That's
kids beware. So what was it? Episode 3, I think, was the Action Comics Weekly stuff.
Yeah, we don't talk about it. So what did we decide that the two things that happened during Action Comics Weekly were Kat Matui getting killed and
Malvolio?
But that really still count. I guess it was
Kat Matui might be it, isn't it?
Well, was
you're gonna say was he still on Oprah? Is that what you're going?
No. Did Banshee happen during the Action Comics?
No, that was its own little. Was it?
Yeah, I know it was its own series, but did it happen at the same time?
Huh.
I'd have to look that up.
What was that? Was that Odyssey? Is that what it was?
Yeah. What was? Is it Justice League? No, it wasn't. Was it Justice League Odyssey or was it just Odyssey?
Cosmic Odyssey.
Cosmic Odyssey. Thank you. Wow, yes. I could not remember the name of that.
Hold on, I'm looking this up here.
And I'll look up Action Comics Weekly.
Well, I'm pretty sure Action Comics Weekly was during 1988 because they did it for Superman's 50th anniversary. So.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay. Publication date: December 1988 to March 1989.
So sort of ish.
It was probably coming towards the end of the Action Comics Weekly run, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So that death of Kat Matui is still pretty fresh, and they're like, oh yeah, let's make him responsible for the destruction of an entire planet too.
Yeah, let's have him blow up a planet. Why not? Rock on. Again, I know I've probably flogged this dead horse multiple times, but even if he'd had John Jones with him, what would they do?
I know
they had like 3 seconds. What? I don't know. Would John just make the whole the bomb intangible? I don't know.
I wonder if they, again, we've talked about this before, that it's like, was it originally going to be Guy Gardner in that role instead of John Stewart? And did they? I don't know. Did they change last minute because they felt, oh well, people will let John get away with that, but if it was Guy Gardner, especially the Guy Gardner at the time, people would be like, no. They would come and take his ring and throw him in the psi cell. No,
I think too it was that the Justice League International was a really popular book.
Oh yeah.
Who is that by, Phil? Who that was by?
Keith Giffen and a certain friend of the show who's going to be coming back here at the beginning of August to talk Batman, Death in the Family, Batman Robin Lives. Again, always generous with his time, Mr. J.M. DeMatteis.
This is J.M. DeMatteis, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Nice. So I think that's my guess. Again, I think I read that somewhere, but I could certainly be wrong. But I think they changed it up because Guy was in a popular book at the time. So
yeah, they probably don't want to dump him like a mass murderer and all of a sudden be like, oh hey, by the way, JM, Guy Gardner is going to be responsible for the destruction of a whole planet. Oh yeah, that'll keep the humor intact. Yeah, sure.
Exactly. Yeah. But and they weren't going to do that to Hal because Hal was headlining the main book with. Well, no, actually,
the main book wasn't even around yet. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly. And so, we had Action Comics Weekly, and then how a few years change things. 1988, 1989, they're like, boy, we can have Hal Jordan with a death toll on his hands. No. 5 years later. No.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, I don't know. I would really. That's the one thing that I would really like to see from a Green Lantern. I mean, first, let me back up. I know we talk a lot about the Thorn run and how it ended and how we don't have answers to all kinds of things from that run, especially, characters that we saw dead versus being alive at the end of Dark Crisis and, all of those things. I'm really confident that Jeremy Adams we're in good hands. We're going to get those answers, maybe not as fast as we want them, like now, but, so I'm not, I don't wish that, hey, we're going to get all this figured out because I'm confident that we're going to get that. One thing from a Green Lantern standpoint that I think I would really like would be for Kat Matui to come back.
Yes.
I think that's kind of like at the top of my list right now because all those other things, I want those too, but I think we're going to get those anyway. I'm confident that we will. But that is one thing that, it's I feel like it's an injustice that needs to be righted.
Yes, I think that needs to be the new campaign here because I know over on Spider-Cast, Loaf and I were talking about tweeting almost every day, be like, bring back Spider-Man's marriage. That maybe here now, and maybe we need to tweet out every day. Bring back Kat Matui.
Yeah.
But no, I was thinking about this as you're saying this. You can redeem John Stewart. You can give him a Hal Jordan style redemption for Xanshi. And you can tie up a dangling plot thread from Action Comics Weekly. Remember, Malvolio switched rings with Hal. So I think he was going to try to control him or something. No. So maybe you reveal Malvolio was controlling John, and that's why he was acting all weird and Guy Gardner-ish in Odyssey, Cosmic Odyssey.
There you go. You have solved the problem. And
yes,
Malvolio could then have somehow preserved or something Kat Matui, so she's not.
Oh, it was a clone that got killed. Yeah, he set up Star Sapphire to kill a clone. Yes, she's been sleeping this whole time.
Yep, another Lost Lantern to bring back and hopefully not kill like all the other Lost Lanterns.
Exactly. Oh my Lord! But again, you could have so much fun with that. Malvolio being like, "Yeah, I tried to control Hal Jordan, but he was too damn stubborn. I couldn't get into his head. I didn't want to get in his head. So I controlled John Stewart and how made him blow up. And again, there'd be some big cosmic conspiracy why he wanted Xanshi gone or something.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and actually, we could pull that from the Jeffrey Thorne run because, the Crux World concept that he created for that, which I thought was again, there are some really, really good things about that run that I like a lot. Mm-hmm. There's also a lot of things about that run that I don't like a lot, So you take the good, you take the bad, right?
But again, the facts of life. Anyway, but no, again, it would be so easy to say, John was being controlled because he was acting so out of character in that series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It worked for Hal Jordan.
Exactly. Exactly.
And again, you could tie up that Malvolio thread from God almost 40 years ago.
40 years ago.
30 some years ago, yeah. Still sitting there plotting.
Nice.
Oh my God, Mark Waid, you would be the man if you brought back Malvolio in Action Comics Weekly in some capacity.
and Cat Matui. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So I'm trying to remember. I don't know if he wrote anything for that, but I'm pretty sure he was like editor or something on that. He was doing something.
I think he and Brian Augustine were like editors
yeah.
for it. Yeah, I think so.
So I thought I saw something on social media the one time where Mark Waid was like, "Oh yeah, that thing was crazy." There was like one Friday night they were working to like the very last minute to get the whatever issue that week out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wow.
He's gonna do it again.
Well, but Action Comics Weekly kind of crawled so that something like 52 could just
run,
I mean, whatever they took whatever hopefully they learned from Action Comics Weekly, and because 52 I feel like was a really a success. I mean, it worked. They did. Yeah. I really feel like it just worked as now Action Comics Weekly. Again, we don't talk about it. So
yeah, and again, there were so many teams with so many different just like side story. Yeah, that thing was. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised how they got through that.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Anything else, William?
No, I think we've ranted and raved enough.
Oh, we've hit a lot of topics tonight. Yes. All right. So yeah, that's it, kids. Next week we're going to start our 2 weeks of Flashpoint. So next week we're going to talk Flashpoint Aubin Sur, the Green Lantern, and then in 2 weeks we're going to talk Flashpoint Hal Jordan, both of those 3-issue series, and then the week after that we're going to start New 52 with Justice, the first 6 issues of Justice League. So nice. We'll see. Finally,
by some unknown artist and some unknown writer.
Yes.
Jeff Johns and Jim Lee.
Jim Lee, yeah. Who's heard of this Jim Lee guy? Yeah. I hope it's good art.
Yeah. Oh wait, it's Jim Lee. It's going to be awesome.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll see. We'll get a little flashback there of Hal as Green Lantern, and then we'll get that Green Lantern, the first 6 issues of Green Lantern in New 52, where yes, Sinestro still got that ring. Hal's been drummed out, so
yep,
we'll deal with all that.
Things get weird.
Oh yeah. All right, so yeah, so send us all their thoughts on those. Oh wait, hold on. Okay. I got more pretty pictures for you kids. All right.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise. Get the brand new merch. The old stuff's still up there. The classic stuff is still up there. And yeah, also, well, demands that you rain the money on us to the Cash App link. So just send us money.
Make it rain.
And of course, please do the Cash App, because we don't want to be the metaphorical young girl dancing on the pole when Guy Gardner comes in and wrecks the club.
She looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
Thank you, Justin. And of course, the Patreon, where yes, Lilith and I give you exclusive content every month, just for you paying customers. The July episode is going to be Lilith and I breaking down our trip to HersheyCon at the end of June, where we finally got to meet DG Chichester in face to face. We had a quick little interaction with Mark Waid. Got to see Jim Shooter. I got to look up at Jim Shooter. Like, man, he's big. I'm 6 foot tall, and I was like looking up. I was like, dang, he's a very tall man. And again, you have to subscribe to the Patreon and listen to the episode, and we'll tell you how fans were literally ripping doors down. So, yes. So, subscribe to the Patreon at patreon.com/CapesandLunatics, or find it all at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. It's in the show notes.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right. Now for this Mr. Will Allred, this genius, this madman.
Madman, yes.
Master of the Core, master of the Quantum Zone, master of podcast, and genius of several successful Kickstarter campaigns, which you can see on the screen right now. Will, where can they find that?
You can find me at Walred. That's at WALLRED. And let's see, you can do that at Gmail and Facebook and Blue Sky and Twitter and Instagram and all the places probably. But if you'd like to find, and like Phil said, I do write comics, and we publish them via Kickstarter. So if you'd like to check out Crossover Division, you can do that at crossoverdivision.com. Crossover Division number 5 should be physically in my hands in a couple of weeks for me to start sending out to backers. So I'm looking forward to that. That's always lots of fun. And Diary of Night's an older series. You can find the collected edition of that at diaryofnight.com. We should be launching the number 6 of Crossover Division in late August. So you can check that out at crossoverdivision.com. And finally, you obviously have great taste because you're here hanging out with Phil and I. Listen to us rant and rave about Green Lantern, which means you probably love Marvel's Quasar, almost as much as we do. If you'd like to find out more about Quasar, you can do that at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
Seems like I'm getting a package every other day. I am God.
He goes limp in my grip.
And of course,
they aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
That's the one.
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
All right. And kids, I put my money where my mouth is. I tell you, Crossover Division's great. I put my money where my mouth is. So, yes. Go.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Again, yeah. We're going to have to do another episode, you, me, and Wilf, maybe. Justin, whoever wants to get on. Yeah, we need to promote Crossover Division number 6 when it hits Kickstarter.
Cool. We can do that. I'm certainly down, man.
I mean, I love talking to JMD Mateus, but again, he's a very, very, very
he's on a whole nother level, dude.
People kind of know his name in the industry. All right, thanks for joining us. Again, Flashpoint starts next week.
Hope you've enjoyed this chapter of Green Lantern.
Another chapter ends and another one begins.
That's right.
Although I don't know, the next 2
weeks,
the next 2 weeks might be an interlude. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Or no, it's a hyper time, Eddie.
A detour.
That's what it is. Versus hyper time, Jimmy. I don't know.
Don't touch Jimmy. All right, let's come back next time, and remember, nothing beats a bat rocket. Good night.